What's up, C.A.N Folk?
This your boy Quentin.
And this your girl Regina.
And thanks for joining our channel, Conscious at Night.
Okay, guys, so in light of our last video, there was another good question that was asked. And that question is, if I am God, then what is heaven and hell, and did I create it?
Yeah, that was a good question.
Super
Seriously.
good.
So what I would say, I would assume that the person is referring hell to the lake of fire.
Okay.
I mean, that was like the scariest thing to hear when we were going to church. So you're basically tossed in the lake of fire and brimstone, and you're tortured forever and ever, right? So that is what we were taught in the Matrix, and that's what scared us into the Matrix and further deep into the Matrix to obey everything that religion tells us within the Matrix. So, so to answer your question as far as what is hell, I will start off by answering that question saying or telling you or stating what hell is not. Hell is not a literalized lake of fire that people go into, and Jesus and his angels is standing in the midst of you, and you are being tortured in fire and brimstone, screaming endlessly.
And they're just watching.
And they're just watching while worms eat through your body, and it's just pitch black. And there's more screaming from other people that are in there with you. Like that's not hell. That's not the lake of fire. That is not anything that has anything to do with anything literal. So, but if we're going to take the book of Revelation literal like that, then we have to also literalize that there are going to be 4 horses coming out of the sky, a red one, a white one, a black one, and a gray one. And they're going to be doing some wild stuff. We're going to see beasts come out of the seas. And that's just going to be crazy. We're going to see dragons. Like, we're going to be seeing some wild stuff.
Right. It was literal.
Yeah. Like, and we can go on, but it's like,
come on.
We can't possibly think that all of this stuff is literal. So my rhetorical question would be, who gets to determine, right, like what verses to literalize or keep figurative? Because in Revelation 1, verse 1, literally says the book is signified, which means that it is symbolic and it is a figure of speech or by exoteric means, which is likely to be understood by the general public as a surface-based literalized or literal meaning. So if it is literal, then we have to literalize every single thing in that book, including worshiping a literal animal, which is the beast, also worshiping a literal statue of a beast, also people literally drinking a literal wine from God's literal cup, or people will be tortured literally in front of a literal lamb. So, and I want to know where the lamb is at anyway at this point, because, dude, like, to me, in my mind, everything that's in here with me should be screaming in excruciating pain. What hell is a state of consciousness that produces grief, apathy, guilt, shame, and death from energetic frequencies of 75, 50, 30, 20 to 0. With an emotional state of regret, despair, blame, and humiliation. And the views of life from grief will be tragic, apathy will be hopeless, guilt will be evil, shame will be miserable, and you don't even have a view of life when it comes to death. So that is what hell is from an esoteric perspective, is actually realizing that it is a state of consciousness that emits low vibrational energy from a low frequency. So when you are in hell or in that state of hell, you have to have a lake of fire experience. What the lake of fire is just purification. Anytime fire have anything to do with God, it is always in a state of purification. What is it purifying? Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ. Whatever a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So whatever you got going on in your state of consciousness, you become. And if it is everything that you were never meant to be from the beginning, you go into a lake of purification, and the brimstone being the nature of God, which is who you are. All you're doing is just being purified with the light of who you truly are as God. And as those things are washed away from you, you begin to ascend. See, the torment is those things being washed away from you, you weeping and gnashing your teeth in the sense of, I'm letting go of things that I was never meant to be, and I'm realizing who I truly am. And by product, the things that I was never meant to be is just falling off. Now, when I'm finding out these things that I've been attached to in this 3D reality, man, it's like sometimes it gets hard letting things go because you don't know anything else but fear, but shame and guilt and apathy. Like, that's all you know, because that's just your state of consciousness. But as you go into the lake of fire of purification and your nature of who you truly are and the presence of Christ and the angels, you are now being cleansed of dead works, dead states of consciousness that does not produce fruit in your life, that doesn't actually serve you any purpose. You're getting rid of your lower self, your ego, the devil, which you are when you don't know that you're God. That's why the devil goes into the lake of fire first. You go in the lake of fire first. Your ego goes in first, so that when your ego is transformed and actually meets who you truly are in the revelation, the book of Revelation, now you realize that the revelation was just you esoterically seeing from an inward perspective of who God truly is as you, not from what you were taught God was outside of you.
Right.
That is your lake of fire experience that everyone goes through.
Yep.
So what is heaven? Heaven is a higher state of consciousness. So the other question was, do I create hell? And do I create heaven?
Yes, based on your frequency.
Yeah.
Where you're vibrating from. What your state of consciousness is. Is it full of darkness in the sense, ignorance, not knowing? Or is it full of light where you are, knowing who you are and your identity?
So we literally create our own heaven or our own hell. Whether it is from a place of guilt, shame, and condemnation, or apathy, or whether it's from peace, joy, just fully enlightenment, like, we get to create whatever we want to create from whatever state that we're in. So you can't never get away from who God is, even when you disagree with who you believe God is to be. God is chasing after you. It's only one pair of legs that's running. You are the God chasing after you. We're not telling you anything that you already don't have inside of you. Everything that you are hearing, you are only able to bear witness of the truth that already lies within you. So guys, remember, darkness is only evil when there's no awareness within. When a seed is planted, it is planted in the ground where there is no light. But that seed knows who and what it is when it is planted. The question is, do you know who you are when you are planted in the dark? So let us raise our vibration because light has come. We know together.
We grow together.
Conscious at night.
Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And also be sure to turn on that post notification so that every time we drop a video, you guys will be notified.